Let's say that you knock somebody down on the ground in a fighting game. The opponent's helpless body is just lying there. And you know what I see most new players do? They just let that person get back up without taking advantage of it. Here's a hot tip, don't do that. When someone gets knocked down in a fighting game, huge big flashing lights should start going off in your head. This is something to take advantage of, because this person on the ground literally can't do anything, and you can do whatever you want.
Jack, give it a rest.
When you have a strategy for starting offense off of someone's knockdown, we call that OKIZEME. It's a Japanese term, oki meaning to wake up, and zeme meaning to attack. If we have a whole special term for this idea, then it's probably important to learn. So what sorts of things can you do when your opponent is knocked down?
Oh, that was so meaty!
The simplest thing that you can do is just walk up to that person and try to hit them as they're getting up. The thing is, you can't actually hit them when they're on the ground because they're invulnerable.
Okay.
But you can do the next best thing. Try to time an attack so that it lands the moment they become vulnerable. You want the active frames of the attack to be happening as soon as the opponent stops being invulnerable. If the person isn't blocking, they'll get hit, and if they mash a button, they'll also get hit.
So I figured out a way to kill two birds with one stone. Like this.
This is called a meaty attack. Meaties are one of the most important things that you can learn how to do as a new player because they force the opponent to block on wake up. The opponent must respect you. There's literally nothing that they can do to get out. Well, they could do something invincible on wake up if they're a fucking animal. You could always just walk up and block if you think they're gonna do that, but come on. I know you didn't pay for this game to block.
Blocking is a social construct invented by top players to keep scrubs like me down. I'm gonna mash every time and you can't stop me.
This is where we use the safe jump. And what is that exactly?
It's actually very simple. It's a jump that's safe.
A safe jump is a jumping attack, perfectly timed so that it lands meaty, and is also safe from invincible startup options. Here's how it works. As soon as you touch the ground after jumping, the game actually cancels whatever you were doing in the air immediately. You could be doing an attack dealing damage in the air on one frame, and then literally blocking on the ground the next frame. And because all invincible options have some kind of startup period before dealing damage, a well-timed safe jump will hit the person meaty and also have enough time to land on the ground and block before the invincible move hits them. And if that seems strong to you, that's because it is. A safe jump accomplishes the same thing a meaty does, forcing the opponent to block while also beating invincible moves. These are just a couple things that you can do on your opponent's wake up, but they will drastically improve your game by implementing them. The important thing to take from this video is don't just stand there and let your opponent get up off the ground for free. Go in and hit that motherfucker. Oh, and before you do that, you should practice this in training mode. I know some people hear training mode and think it's some kind of new disease that only nerds get, but it's not that hard to use, and it'll improve your ability to play the game a lot. Go into training mode, set your opponent to mash their fastest button on wake up or after recovery, and see if you can time a meaty attack. If you time it correctly, you'll counter hit them, and if you don't time it correctly, they'll counter hit you. Now go, practice. You'll thank me later.